This is not anti-zealot. Vulture is making 18 seconds, we are 12 seconds late, which means we lost over half of our Vulture. He already will have second Nexus, we won't have our CC. Oh, okay, that was pretty crazy. That was still pretty good damage, but again, we don't have second CC. Look at this, he already mined like 300 minerals from all of those patches. So, today we are gonna look at the replay of Valurex. He's playing some very strong Protoss. He said this is 2600 Protoss, so this is TVP. And the story behind it is basically that Valurex thought that he has very big advantage from the beginning, but he couldn't deliver at the end. So let's see. Okay, this is a very big mistake in general. That's I can tell you that right away. You never want to mine this mineral until you have to, because basically this is the worst possible patch. And actually the best one is this and this. So those two you would like to mine ASAP. It's very hard to send to this one from the very beginning because it's covered. Normally your screen is positioned like that, so you don't see this patch. But after, like, usually I send my 5th SCV there. Okay, this is not anti-zealot SimCity. So I would strongly recommend learning Terran's basics first, because this is just wrong. So this is not helping versus zealots. The barrack should be here, on the left side of the depot, or on the right side of the CC. Also, I think this is very early scout. Yeah, the scout was sent before our refinery, which is also questionable. I don't know what the reason is. It doesn't really give us anything because look, we are here very early, right? So it's 2:20. Nothing can be pretty much done by this point. I guess if Protoss went like forward gate in his nut, then sure, maybe you would be able to spot the zealot. But at the same time, it doesn't give you any meaningful information. You would see that zealot coming to you anyway, and if Protoss would not be here but he is here, this earlier scout doesn't really give you anything because you won't be able to see 14 zealot anyway on second position, so there is no point scouting this early, pretty much. Just scout on 13 and that's good enough. Let's see the factory timing. So we are already 10 seconds late on that. Yeah, it was like 12 seconds late. So Vulture is making 18 seconds, we are 12 seconds late, which means we lost over half of our Vulture. You could look at it in this way. Okay, this is also very questionable. Why are we doing something like that? I mean, okay, I see the idea that we want to prevent zealots from doing any damage, but this is very harming for us. I don't like this. I mean, we don't have SimCity, so this game is actually weird because we should be having our setup where we can micro against zealot, like around supply and barracks. Since we don't have this in this game, maybe that's a solution that works, but at the same time we are losing a lot of minerals right now by doing that. Okay, we saw the Nexus, so we know that this is not gonna be some very early DTs. Most likely, of course. I like that we went third depot. This is actually something we should do, so that's good. We have pause in SCV production, but not a long one, so that's probably fine. We go for FD. Now we start mining our gas pretty soon. I don't know what the reason is for that, because yeah, now we kind of realize we don't need it. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know. Because we want to make vultures anyway, right? After. Ah, okay. We were gathering for the port, I guess. Sure. So this is very all-in-ish, right? Like, you have to realize right now that he already will have second Nexus. We won't have our CC. So even if we did any like huge damage right now, it probably won't be as critical as we think. Because even if we killed like 10 probes right now, his mining is so much more efficient because he can gather from a lot more minerals. So he has like 16, I think, right? It's oh, even more because it's 8 in the natural on this map. So he has 17 patches to mine, and he can make probes twice as fast, right? So we really need to like almost kill the Protoss, which is not possible usually. So that's why I don't like those one-base port strategies versus Protoss. Actually, in this ASL, Leta played best, and he also did something like that. He did one base drop, and it was funny because he did a lot of damage, but later on he didn't have big advantage even because of that. Because like he didn't have his CC, right? So Protoss can just catch up very quickly after receiving damage. Okay, so we have our big push. Protoss probably doesn't even need to use probes here, which is fun. Oh, okay, that was pretty crazy. Okay, I see. So this is the big advantage, I guess, Valorex was talking about. But was it really that big? Let's think. So our Protoss is having two Nexuses right now. He has army advantage, and probably his robo is gonna be up as well. So he has tech advantage, army advantage, and the only thing that he doesn't have is army advantage, right? So yeah, he actually used some of this army advantage to just go through mines, and now he will kill our expo. So I'm not sure if we ever had any advantage in this game, if I want to be fair, because yeah, he's just look, he lost all those props, right? But he is right there already, and from this point we don't have an advantage anymore. So it's not like we had our advantage was very temporary, and only it was fully dependent on how the mine will explode, and they didn't explode so great for us. We killed like one or two guns, that's it. So it was like complete fail defense, like defense wise. Yeah, I'm not a fan. And now we are going eBay. We should start our CC immediately. Okay, so you need to understand that in PvP, your second CC timing is extremely important. Like one base Terran is very weak. You need to go second CC ASAP. This is not good. And this eBay is also pretty like meaningless in a way, because we will like all we can do with this eBay, because we saw the observer, right? So all this eBay can grant for us is like vision restriction for the observer, right? So we can put a turret over here and it will restrict the vision of the ops. But so what? It doesn't matter. It's not the most important thing right now, because there are far more important stuff at this point, like getting more units, getting the CC, that's extremely important. Getting siege mode is very important right now. Okay, we have this drop. So finally we cash in the port we made. That was still pretty good damage, but again, we don't have second CC. So what? We kill like, I don't know, 6 probes, but so what? He will just remake them. This is only relevant really if we can match his probe production, because then we can actually make more STVs. I mean, we kill 6 probes, so now we are constantly 6 STVs ahead, right? But if we don't have our second CC, then he makes 2 probes at once. We only make one STV at a time, and in this case, we don't really gain anything, because after a few cycles, he will be right back. But on top of that, he has more efficient mining. Look at this, he already mined like 300 minerals from all of those patches. From some 150, but from this like 300, right? So he mined a lot more minerals than us already in this game, even though we killed all those probes. Yeah, so this is huge damage again, but it's not good enough in like because we don't have second CC, and we are not even making it. So this is a huge mistake. Yeah, look, it's 9th minute, 10th technically, and we don't have our second CC. That's crazy. Also, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turrets just to protect the main. That's also crazy. Um, and this is all done before our second factory, right? So and look at this. So we have like 200 minerals banked up, another 2 CV. So we have like 400 minerals, right? Queued up. So we have 600 minerals to spend technically right now, and we are not doing anything with it. Uh, we are restricted in gas, so it's hard to add factories. But what you should do right now is not to make this tank and add 2 more factories somewhere, right? Somewhere here probably. One can be put down here as well, and then even gather another 100 gas and make another one factory. Those economical advantages are only good if you can actually make more units than your opponent. But in this case, we cannot do that. And look, this is tragic. So we made 5 turrets and he still was able to just fly in. So that's really bad for us. And we are now losing all those minerals. Yeah, turrets are just not super efficient at denying those river drops. Because usually you need too many turrets to fully cover your base, and that's just not realistic, right? Yeah, so look at the worker count. It's just we killed so many probes in this game. I don't know, it was over 20, maybe even around 30 probes, and we still have no chances because this base is ridiculously late, and we are blocking the scanner, and our opponent is not super gentle towards us. I guess the game was laggy, I can assume, and it was Korean probably, so he was not happy with the lag. That's my assumption, because it's pretty often like that. Look, still 2 factories. I like this decision to go 30C, but the problem is that we don't have enough army right now. Look at the supply, it's crazy, right? This guy is just good, and he knew how to recover from all of this. I think he never felt like he was losing, because he knew that he has a Nexus up over you, so it was never like dangerous for him to lose this game, because this is exactly how TVP works. You just need your expansions in time. Yeah, now he has the whole map. I'm pretty sure. Let's reveal. Yeah, he also has this base, right? Yeah, and we would never defend this attack, right? We couldn't do anything to defend this attack. Yeah. So let's look. Yeah, it is the moment that we killed all those probes and now he is attacking us. So temporarily we have the advantage. But you have to understand that making CC, this is made 75 seconds. And over the course of 75 seconds, you can make 5 to 6 workers. Which means that technically, until this is done, he will make 6 more probes than we do, right? So by the time we go to 31 SCVs, he will go to 30 probes, which is evening it out already. And if you think about it, all those 1 base drops are not that good because of it. You can play this like from time to time, and that's fine, but you have to realize that you need to make this ASAP to make drop actually worth it, because otherwise the damage you would have to make with drop, in this case we didn't use the dropship to make all this damage, but you have to realize to make those plays work, you would need to kill like almost every probe, and then you can actually win from 1 base. But you need this ASAP. If I had to name a matchup where taking second base is the most important, this is probably TVP for both sides actually. Both sides compete for who makes this faster. And then very little things are actually mattering except that. So even if Protoss goes like super fast DTs and do some damage to the Terran, but Terran has the second base and Protoss didn't make the Nexus, it's still probably favoring Terran. It's also the same in the like other way for Protoss, right? It works for both races. One base strategies they're just not that good in this matchup because the damage you would have to deal is crazy high. and you cannot continue to make units from one base to beat two base race. So for example, in TVZ you can do something like that. In TVZ you can play one base Terran versus two base Zerg, and it's viable. It's not good, it's not great, but it's viable. Marines are strong enough that you can compete with Zerg on two bases. But in this matchup there is nothing like that. You need tanks, and one gas is just not good enough to support tank production, factory production, etc. Okay, I guess I rambled enough already about this. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.